You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. I can provide you the tools, the strategies, the systems, the processes, the knowledge, the understanding, how to do everything. But if you don't fucking do your bit, you ain't gonna get anywhere. I can give you gold, but if you haven't got the truck to pick it up and take it home, you're not gonna get it.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Need to Succeed podcast, where we have incredible conversations with phenomenal entrepreneurs just to understand what is their need to succeed. Because here's the thing, two people can go through the exact same situation. One person decides because of the situation, they can no longer achieve the things that they want to achieve in life. The other person decides because of the exact same situation that they absolutely have to achieve everything in life that they dreamt of. Same situation, different outcomes. What is the mindset of the successful entrepreneur? That is exactly what we look to uncover on this podcast. And today, we have an absolutely incredible guest. He is a multiple business owner, a serial entrepreneur, the founder and CEO of Cox Capital. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Mr. Matt Cox.
Thank you.
How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure.
Mate, it's an absolute honor to have you, man. We've been trying to get you on.
Yes.
You made it happen. And in fairness, man, listen, I thought, sometimes, some people, a little bit of resistance, but you were very, very open.
You just have to take it as life, don't you? Welcome everything, do everything you can, be positive, be kind to everybody, and make the effort. You make the effort, you never know what happens.
Absolutely. We appreciate it, my man. Absolutely appreciate it. And I'm super excited about this conversation. We've done a lot of talk. I always do this. I do a lot of talking as I think, we should have been recording that.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing left to speak about.
Nothing left to talk about, man. All right, that's it, guys. We're done.
Oh, it's done. Finished. Yeah.
Well,
we have, yeah.
There's something that I haven't told you. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And what's going on?
Who's coming out?
Exactly.
We got a sister that I don't know what else or something.
No, but we've got a tradition on the podcast. So I told you everything's pretty much going to be freestyle, and it is.
Yeah.
But there's just two set questions that we have.
Okay.
Which is the very first question and the final question.
Okay.
So are you ready for this?
Yeah, of course.
Let's get started.
Let's go.
What does success mean to you?
What does success means to me? So I think success as a word is quite interesting, because success is continually changing for me. And it actually reminds me of quite a funny script that I saw on, I don't know, it was Instagram or whatever it was. And they said something like, success is like being pregnant, so everybody congratulates you at the end when you've had the baby and you've seen it, but they don't see how many times you've been screwed to get there. Right? So, that just made me laugh. That made me thought of that for a first thought.
I thought it could have been a bit more colourful. So yeah, I was like, I've heard this one before.
So no, but success, what does it mean to me? Success is an ever-moving beast. I kind of split success up into three categories: business, financial, and sort of personal success. So as I said, so business, do I think I'm successful myself? No, not really. Have I had success? Yes. I think it's, like I said, it's ever moving. I continually want to achieve. I continually want to drive to get somewhere in business. I've got multiple businesses. They are not at a point that I want them to be, because they're not. At the minute, I still dip in, and I'm kind of like, what's the word? I'm a bit of a control freak, really. It's probably the right way to say it. I'm a control freak, so I need to know everything. I need to do everything. I don't let go as much as I should. But I guess success in business would be that they're autonomous in their own operation and that they're running themselves. Financial success, that would mean that I've provided enough financial wealth for me and my family, that if I, God forbid, die tomorrow, my family are okay. Or I've provided generational wealth for my family, so that, as they progress and as we have grandkids and they grow, then they've got money to do what they need to do. And hopefully I've taught them well enough that they can make it themselves, but they also understand money. So sometimes money's a funny word. I I don't think we ever drive or chase money. We chase things, and money is just a tool. So financially, I want to be financially secure to do that. And on a personal level, for success, it's providing stability for my family. I've got a wife, 2 kids. It's providing stability for them. Everybody would like a 6-pack. I've never quite achieved it, I don't think, because I like food and drink too much. But, you know, they're the 3 levels that I put it. So business, financial, and personal.
Makes sense. I mean, that's probably one of the most thorough answers I've actually had on that question, and I appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, there's something that you touched on there, which is the family, the kids.
Yes.
It's such a scary thing when, I mean, I don't know about your background here, we're going to find out, but for me, I come from nothing, all right? And then I'm looking at my daughter now, she's 2, and I'm like, you are never going to even understand the life I lived. And I work hard, so she never has to. But there's also the scary element, which is the work ethic, you know, the things I've had to go through, what I've had to learn, the perseverance I've got, the determination, the motivation has come from my lived experience. How do I impact that onto you?
It's kind of like, so you touched on that quite well there, and it's quite a hard decision. When you've got kids, I don't ever want them to go through what I did, but I wouldn't be here today if I didn't go through all the shit that I went through. So you kind of, and I'm on that sort of like, you're on the borderline. You don't want them to do it, however you want them to know about it. And I wouldn't have the drive, I don't think, if life didn't push me through the various things that it did to get me to where I am today. And like you said, you either get up and do it and deal with it, or you become something different. You crumble, yeah. You crumble, you die. And you want different for your kids. I give my kids everything, but I make sure they understand the
value of it.
Yeah, that I had to work for this. We didn't have anything. We didn't grow up the way you grew up, that's for sure. I never had, I'd love to have a life that they had, but I didn't. So it's finding that balance between giving them stuff and teaching them at the same time. They're kind of like my best friends. Where I'll talk to them and I'll tell them, so they come to me with everything. I'm not, I'll tell them if they've been idiots, but you talk to them on that kind of level. So as they get older, you hope that they kind of learn from your mistakes. Does anybody learn from somebody else's mistake? I don't know. You kind of have to go through it yourself, so you can feel the pain of how it feels when you're sat there kicking yourself because of some of the stupid shit that you've done.
It's so weird because I remember my mom telling me, like, just learn from my mistakes. And you're like, nah, man, I make my own mistakes.
Yeah, why?
Talking about. And now I'm thinking, I should have just learned from her mistakes. Like, why do I have to go through that? The older you get, you're like, I did not have to go through that. I could have just learned, but it's difficult because, that's why life's a journey. And by the time I get to 70, 80, even things now that I think I'm getting right, by the time I get to 70, 80, I'll probably realize I was getting them wrong. It's just that life's journey, isn't it?
Every day's a lesson. There's no script, isn't it? Like you do stuff, and there's patterns to everything that you do, and you can see the patterns, but there is no script. There's no script for your kids. There's no script for school. There's no script for growing up. You got to learn from the best you can.
Yeah.
Depending on who's above you teaching you. Yeah. Is what you learn, or you fall into different routes and go different ways. But
amazing. So you spoke about drive, right? In the context of how can your kids have that same drive. So where does that drive come from?
So I don't think there's one point that it comes from. I think it's an accumulation of situations and stuff that you did. Like I think, if I'm honest, if I look back on my life, I could be way further on than what I am now. Way, way, way further on than what I'm now. But I sort of drifted, and you fall into different circles. I was a bit of a naughty boy, if you want to call it that. I was always getting in trouble. I was always having fun. I kind of always did something and always got somewhere. But at the same time, I was kind of like, you didn't have that drive to go, not the drive, you didn't have a direction. Focus. So I had no direction. I was just doing and doing and doing and doing and getting in shit. I was in trouble all of the time, and was in trouble at school, and then you find alcohol like kids do, and you go down the park and you get pissed and you do all the stuff that you do as a kid, and you get in shit and you're in trouble with the police or whatever. You fall into these circles and you do stuff. And I wish I knew back then that if I had the drive and focus and determination that I do now, that I would have got further than I am. I'm happy, don't get me wrong, I'm happy in my life, I'm very happy what I'm doing, I'm probably achieved quite a bit, but you could have achieved more if there was someone there to guide you, to guide you to achieve it. So yeah, life, there's lots of situations. As I was growing up, you grow up, you know, I was always very good at making money. I was always good at doing so. I've always had that entrepreneur sort of streak. I was good at earning money, and I was good. I earned it and I spent it, and I earned it and I spent it, and we go out and you spend all your money on a Friday night getting pissed and going and have fun and doing whatever you do, and then you do it all again and you do it again, and you kind of rinse, repeat the cycle, and then all of a sudden you get to a point in your life, I don't know whether it's the same with you, and I think one of my turning points for focus was having my first child. It was like, before that, and obviously there's a lot of stories way before that circumstances and things like that, but I think my actual turning point where my focus and drive came was my first child, because I actually, prior to that point, there's so many things that happened in my life that if I'm honest, I didn't give a fuck what happened to me. So I didn't care. I didn't give a shit. Didn't give a shit what happened to me. I didn't care what I did. I didn't care who, not necessarily who I hurt, but I just didn't care. Yeah. So there was no fear. There was zero fear. I didn't care about the police. I didn't care about anything. I did what I wanted to do. I did what I had to do. And then I had my daughter. I was like, shit, scary. I didn't actually think about this stuff. And then you sort of change. And everything changed. My focus changed. And it was from there onwards, like how to cross too many stories without going.
Well, listen, we're free flowing. Let's go.
Yeah. So yeah, that was one of the turning points for focus in my life. I've always been focused. I've always worked. So my father, just to add some more context, I guess, my father always said to me, God rest his soul, because I was always naughty, I was always in trouble, I was always out and doing the shit you did when you were 16, 17, 18 and drink drugs, all that kind of stuff, right? He always turned around to me, he said, no matter what you do, make sure you get up in the morning and you go to fucking work and you've got a job. He said, because if you've got a job, women come and go. This comes and go. You might get in trouble for this. He said, but if you get up in the morning, you've got a job, you can pay your bills. So as long as you can pay your bills, you'll get through it, because time heals. And it does. So that kind of stuck in my head, you know, and it's stuck with me my entire life. Is like, as long as I can provide, I'll get through the situations. Day becomes night, night becomes day. Storms go and pass, you know. Shit happens in your life, and you might, I think that's where the difference comes. You in the moment when you're in the shit, you're like consumed by it. But it's coming out of that and the continue. And I realised that the more you work, the more successful you become, the more you provided a life for yourself, and you provided, I think we're all looking for stability at the end of the day, you know, and a purpose. I need a purpose. You need a purpose. Our kids need a purpose and stuff like that. So
I think as humans, like we're designed for growth, aren't we? You know, again, we speak about listening to Tony Robbins, who always speaks about this. If we're not growing, we're dying. So once you start to, you know, put certain things in place, you start to take certain actions, and you start to see the rewards of those actions, you want to keep doing it more, because now you're getting those great responses to the actions that you're taking. But normally, you know, they say our formative years is, you know, between the age of 0 to 7, right? And you know, really your personality is kind of formed in those 7 years, or the way you kind of look at the world. Can you recall any moments as a child or any experiences that you had that you say, you know what, this kind of not defined me, but this experience shaped the way I view the world?
If I'm honest, and I actually said this to my mum not so long ago, actually. I actually cannot remember too much from my childhood. I honestly can't. I can remember, unless you talk about certain things, I'll get a little flashback, and you might have a memory. But from the age of born to, I don't know, maybe 14, I've got very small bits of memory.
How does that make you feel? Because I have a similar experience. Not similar experience. I'm the same. People be talking. My missus would be talking about when she was 2. What?
Yeah.
You talking like, how do you even remember this? I can't remember when I was blaming a teenager. You can remember when you were 2.
Right.
And sometimes it makes me feel kind of sad because I'm sure I had a lot of experiences that were good. At the same time, I know I had a traumatic childhood. Yeah. So I think the brain does something where it just, to protect you,
blocks out
the memory. Yeah. So I don't know, is that something similar for you? Or?
Maybe I wouldn't say I had like a massively bad childhood that I can remember. Mum and dad split up when I was young, and that was a bit traumatic. And that was about the age of 10-ish. So maybe I kind of blocked some of that. And there's various different things, but nothing like, there's some people out there that have got horrendous lives, horrible upbringings, and, things you couldn't even bear to think about. So on that context, not really.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But I always say this. So people that talk about this stuff, they'll be like, oh, are you really hungry though? If you're not an African kid who's like got blaming flies, are you really like, bro? I don't have to be an African. I'm hungry, innit? Like, do you know what I'm saying? What do you mean? Like, I'm hungry. Like, you don't have to contextualize both of them. I've gone through shit. They're going through shit. Cool, but I'm still hungry.
Yeah.
So, but just in your own personal, like, maybe it's never when I say teenage years, but there's normally, situations that happens that kind of forms identity. Maybe it's, your transition from, when you were naughty and to now say, okay, I've got to sort my stuff out.
So from the ages of from 14 to 24, I got into lots of different shit. I was a naughty teenager. I got into gang stuff. I got into various different stuff. I was in shit all of the time.
Yeah.
But I still got, like, to go back to my dad's point, no matter what I was doing, I still got up and went to fucking work and did what I did and learned a career. And actually the business that I own, funnily enough, when I started working, I started off in the stores in materials and learn on products and services and how to distribute services and stuff like that. And I now own another business myself where I supply materials all over the world. So it's still back to my background.
Sticks with you.
Do you know what I mean? From what I learned as a kid. But again, that does it. But yeah, I just used to go out and get in shit. Used to run with people that you shouldn't do. Friday night you'd be drinking 2 litres of vodka and going out and doing all sorts of stuff and getting up to various things that you did.
Things that you do when you've had 2 litres of vodka.
Yeah. I lived a rum life, should I say. It was back in the 90s. So, 90s was illegal raves, going out. There was a thing called Exodus then where you'd all meet up in cars and then you'd find a location and you'd go party till 5, 6 in the morning and stuff like that. And then you go back to someone's house and then you do the same every single weekend and shit like that.
The rest is history. Very cool.
So you could segment my life. I had a period from there to 14 and then from 14 to 24. It's like a block. It's like watching somebody else's life, but you lived it,
Is that 24? Is that when you had your daughter? Is it a daughter? Or you said your child was it a girl?
So my first child was my daughter.
Yeah.
No, that wasn't when I was 24. She is 14 now, so I'm 45. So yeah, when I was 31.
So what happened at 24?
24 is just when I started to probably get serious. When I met my wife and started get a bit more serious. Oh, not serious. Yeah, I've never been serious, but I think I was more focused on business and becoming something and somebody than the 10 years of partying and going out and blowing every bit of money that I ever made in one night and then making it again the next night and then blowing it again the next night, I think I started to become a bit more, you get into a relationship. I didn't really care before then. And then you get into a relationship and then you just, things slowly start to, your priorities change. So you focus on different things. I wanted a house. So if I had to have a house, I had to stop doing other shit and focus on how do I get that house? What do I need to do to get that house? And I kind of compartmental stuff, right, I want that, so how am I going to get that? So I need to stop doing that to get that.
Yeah.
And then I get that, and then you might have a bit of fun again. and then go, right, what else do I want? Great. So I think, so 24 was...
So how did that manifest itself? So obviously at 24 you're thinking, I've got to get my stuff together now. You start thinking about...
you start growing up. I've always...
Did you start a business? Because you were already working anyway, right?
I was working. Yeah, I've always worked for as a commercial guy that I worked my way up to as a commercial kind of director level, not director but VP type level. For all the majors, so like the major companies, what I call a tier one, and a tier one organisation would be like the Shells, the BPs, Chevron Oils, and all of that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
commercial management,
Small companies, then.
yeah, small multi-trillion-dollar companies. So we'd worked my way up on the top and went through that. But I forgot what the question is now.
No, so I guess I was asking, you know, at 24, because this is no, it's fine, it happens all the time. This is pre-daughter, right? So
Yeah.
daughter comes to
Pre-daughter.
31, 24, you're starting to have this, you know what, I've got to get my stuff together. So did that come in the form of, I'm going to start my own business, or actually I've just got to focus on work and I've got to start saving? So instead of taking that money, blowing it, like how did that, when you had that thought, how did that manifest in reality?
In fact, thinking about it, now you've asked that question, I've never actually thought about this. But thinking about it, at that point in time, my dad, when he was alive, he got with this Russian woman. So she actually took everything from him. So they got together, they got married, blah, blah. He moved to Italy. My father's Italian. I'm part Italian or whatever. So he moved to Italy. She screwed him, basically, of everything, took everything. So at that point, so that just tying up the dots, he lost his house. So he'd sold his house, bought a place up there. She'd stitched him up pretty much. His whole life savings, everything. So she took his house and took everything from him. I think it was at that kind of time I was doing quite well at work, and I was starting to go up through the ranks at work.
Mm-hmm.
And he was homeless. So I had to find somewhere to live for him in Italy. I had some what I would class as my family, not my family. There's a woman called Michaela out there that I'd class as my sister, and she helped me through some of the stuff. So Dad was kind of homeless, and I idolised my father, so I felt it was kind of thinking about it, I felt it was my responsibility that I needed to help him. Mm-hmm. I had money, and I needed to help him. I needed to find a house, so we found a place for him to live. He kind of focused on, like, his thing was rescuing dogs and stuff like this. So he'd go out and get all of these street dogs and take them in. So anyway, we found him a house. I found him a house in a village called Villa de Brozzi in Italy, and it was in the middle of nowhere. And there was a family that they'd got old, and I managed to do a deal with them and kind of buy the house cheap, but help him go in there. So it's like, if you went and looked at it, it'd be like a derelict squat, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. But it was somewhere for him to live. And then, and over time, over a period of 2 or 3 years, we built all these dog pens, because his new obsession was helping and rescuing dogs. He'd gone from, you know, doing all of this stuff to, like, shit, his purpose become helping dogs and rescuing dogs and stuff like that. So I think that was the changing point, and my focus become on helping my dad and giving him stability to live and giving him a place to live. And I was sending him money every month so that he could help and pay for him to live and pay for his dogs and pay for the house. And I was paying the family in Italy monthly money so that we could buy the house. I sort of gave him what I'd saved up. I'd brought some, and then I gave him some stuff, and it kind of went on from there. So that's probably where it turned, if I'm honest.
It's so crazy, because I always say this, like, the biggest, it's weird as humans, like, you know, you talk about people's goals, what do you want to achieve, and people will talk about, I want to make this money, I want to make that money, and sometimes that actually isn't enough to get you up and get stuff done. But whenever it's someone outside of us, or like an external motivation, it's weird. We would do more for others than we would actually do for ourselves.
Passion, like you said, 100%. That passion for helping somebody you care about, time disappears, you know, and you don't care. You just do everything that it is in your power. You don't think about sleeping. You don't think about doing what you're doing. You just do, and you do until you get to a point that you've helped that person. And that's fulfillment inside.
Oh, mate, the biggest.
You know, that is your drive. Your driver for that. And if people had that passion about themselves and helping themselves to get somewhere, then...
I always think with that knowledge, because I've come to that realization. I always say with that knowledge, because you can have your North Star, but to achieve the North Star, you still had to go to work. You couldn't just move out to Italy and start. Oh, I'm just going to help you, Dad. Like, no, you had to be at work. You had to focus. You had to keep getting your promotions. But your dad was the focus. That's why you stopped doing all this other stuff. So I think people don't actually have to focus on themselves. Focus on that external thing, whatever it is, because for some reason it drives us more than ourselves. Yeah. But the actions you're going to have to take is going to improve you anyway to be able to help that, achieve that external factor. So I think you can almost like hack your own brain.
You do.
To get what you want.
So I said, I've always had that ability that I can earn money. And in business, which is I learn, I can see patterns very well. You can see patterns in things, which is what has given me the ability to become a good entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Because I understand stuff. I understand how it works. And then when you add that with drive, like I said, I never thought about that until you asked the question. My drive was my father. My father was in shit. He was homeless. I had to, not for long, but I had to find somewhere and something to do for him. So my drive and focus become
amazing
him and helping him. And then you revert. And then 2-3 years later, you're at a different point in your life. And like you said, my daughter become the next drive and focus point after that.
That was going to be my next question, because now you've understood this, this external, it was your dad, and now your daughter comes.
Yeah.
It's a whole different,
whole different world.
Yeah.
Got to be sensible.
It's crazy though, but as men as well, it's like now you're raising a girl, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole different, and naturally you just want to nurture, you want to care, you want to love. So that's going to even do something to you emotionally anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
Yeah. And so how does how does that impact you from a both personal standpoint, but also from a business, or because at the point you're doing like a 9 to 5. It's never 9 to 5, but you get the point, right?
It's never.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever really done a 9 to 5. Well, emotionally, it's strange because you've got this person that you're now responsible for. So a bit like switching from my dad to my daughter, I now have to provide for you. So I now have to think about what I'm doing and think of consequences of everything that you do, because every consequence and action that you take has not just an impact on me now, it has an impact on my wife and my daughter. And then so you just start really rethinking about what you want to do, and you think, right, whilst I was always very career minded, and I kind of had this thing really that whatever I do, I want to be the best at it. And it's never been about money. And I don't care what anyone says, money helps, but it's never been about the money. It was about providing for my family.
Yeah.
Not about the money that I'm getting. Nice stuff is nice, of course, and you get accustomed to nice stuff, but it's not the primary focus point. The focus point is providing stability and something for your family so they can have a nice life and they don't live the life that I did and go through the shit that I
100%. Money's, it's weird because, sometimes you hear me talk about money, you hear me almost take the piss out of people who are saying, money is evil, money doesn't, I'm like, we like, you don't have money. That's why you're talking all this rubbish, because actually, I think it was Patrick McDavid who actually said, if you don't have money, that's evil. Because it's people who haven't got money that choose to do evil things because they're trying to make money.
Get money. Yeah.
But if you've got money, you're like, cool, like you're just thinking about how you can actually help and how you can add value to the world. Big difference, right? But at the same time, if you're trying to make money, money can't be the focus. Because the reality is, it's not a big enough driver. It's just paper. I want to get some paper. It's not going to drive you.
It is a tool. And that's why we need to find purpose. Because my purpose, one, is the stability of my family and generational wealth. But two, the second driver for me is to help people and give to people and show people. Like, if I can be sat here today doing this and earning the money that I've done, then I'm damn sure 99% of the country can do it, because...
Not about 99%, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Come across some people, mate. Trust me.
What I'm saying is, I lived a life. I got in shit. I did what all of the teenagers do, as they do as you grow up. So if I can refocus, then you can.
Yeah.
So everybody can.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying that everybody will, and not 99% out there will, but they can.
I agree.
If they change their mind and they're focused to do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, if they were focused and they understood it, and they understood money is just a tool to obtain something that you desire.
Yeah.
It's the desire you're driving for. And like you said, you like Tony Robbins and stuff like that. And this is what annoys me. And I think we touched on this earlier, didn't we? That there's so many people out there selling the dream, and you can earn this money in tomorrow. Do these 3 things. Work 1 hour. You'll be a fucking millionaire. Bollocks. Right? It's took me 25 years to get to where I am, and I'm still nowhere near I want to be. But it's taken a lot of drive, a lot of effort, a lot of hard work, and nobody sees you at midnight doing the shit that you're doing to earn the money that you do, or the 24 hours a day, or the 18-hour days that you do for 3 to 6 months in a row before you even get somewhere. You know, nobody sees that. You don't earn money unless you're lucky, and you get this piece of luck that your content's gone viral and somebody's paid you a load of money for it for whatever reason. But that's 1 in a billion. You know, there is no get rich quick. I'm sorry, disclaimer. There is no fucking get rich quick scheme. Yeah, you've got to learn a lot of shit before you start earning money. You've got to do a lot of shit, and you need to do a lot of stuff. Right? It just doesn't happen. It's not possible. You need to be focused, you need to learn a skill, and you need to be driven and consistent over and over and over and over and over again to get somewhere and do stuff.
100%, 100%. I'm glad you said that, because if I keep saying this, I'll just keep banging on about it. But someone else is saying it now as well, right? But it is very annoying. It is very frustrating, because there's a lot of people out there who can change. You know, I made a joke saying 99% of people can't do it. And it is a joke, because the reality is people can do it.
Yeah.
But it's just about changing that mindset and having understanding that it's possible. But you are going to need to learn a different set of skills, have the determination, have the focus, give some things up. And if you're willing to do all of these things, it's guaranteed. In fact, it's guaranteed. You can change your life.
We say this to some of our clients, you know, and you can lead, or you've heard the saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make it drink. Yeah. I can provide you the tools, the strategies, the systems, the processes, the knowledge, the understanding, how to do everything. But if you don't fucking do your bit, you ain't going to get anywhere. I can give you gold, but if you haven't got the truck to pick it up and take it home, you're not going to get it. Yeah. You have to put the effort in. It's however much effort you put into it, you're going to get out of it.
Absolutely.
So there's people out there that have done it before. Nothing's not been done, pretty much. You know, there's strategies to do stuff. And if people just listened and applied themselves to doing it, you'd actually get somewhere. You'd actually become more than, not that you need to be more than what you are, but you can achieve more than what you want. I mean, we could do a little exercise and stuff like that. You know, what does the average... we could do a little exercise now, but you could do what does the average person in Tesco's or the corner shop or whatever earn? I don't know, 15, 20 grand a year, right? What does the average street dealer who goes out earns? I don't know. You know, you could split them into 3 brackets, yeah? And then you could go, actually, this is how simple it is, right? So if you Googled, I haven't got my phone on me, but if you Googled, let's take socks as an example. Just take one thing, socks. You wear socks every day. That's and Google this, I think it's something like a 44 billion net worth industry, yeah? So you're telling me you can't earn 20,000 a year picking something? So you could pick socks, you could take it down to football socks. There's multiple places that you could sell it on. You've got social media, you've got Amazon, you've got all of the various different platforms that you could create, eBay, and you could go source a product from somewhere instead of doing this thing. This is what I'm trying to say. It's simple if you understand it and you learn to understand it, that you can earn more than 20 grand a year if you want to. I'm not saying go quit your job. Don't go quit your job, but you can learn a skill. It's what you put, it's back to my point. It's what you put in, you get out. There's a 44 billion pound industry there in socks. There's a trillion other industries that you can go do. You don't need to be on the street selling drugs. You don't need to be in Tesco's working if you don't want to and you don't like it and you hate it. Stick to your jobs, but learn something else. Learn a skill. There's platforms out there that you can sell these products and services on, and there's massive industries. I mean, what's 20,000 out of 44 billion industry?
0.000 something?
Yeah, exactly. Is it hard? Really? It's probably like selling say you done football socks, they're whatever they are, and they're £10 to buy from India or China or wherever you get them made, manufactured, packaging, shipping, delivery, putting them on Amazon. So it's cost you £15 to buy all of this, get it product, get it designed, and then you're going to sell it for £25, so £10 profit. You probably need to sell 5 socks a day over the course of 365 days to make...
I'm after that quick, mate. Don't ask me.
to make 20 grand a year. I don't know. Right, so £10 a day, 5 socks a day. I think it works out around 20,000 a year, roughly.
Yeah.
So you can do it. What's selling 5 socks? I picked socks as just like,
No, I get it 100%. You could have picked a whole bunch of different industries. It's true. It's having that belief though, because here's the reality. You're gonna pick those socks. Okay, cool. I'm gonna do socks. You're gonna contact someone in China. Oh, we can't do this. Oh, it's gonna cost you this. Oh, I can't find the money. And then you're gonna give up.
And they give up,
like what a lot of people do. But actually, if you just persevere and just push through, the goal could be 20K. But the skill set you're going to learn in just persevering through to the end, you probably make 200K.
Yeah, exactly. And you would.
Yeah, this is the thing.
And it is as straightforward as that.
Yeah.
You don't quit what you're doing. You learn a different skill. You start learning that until that skill earns you more than what your current job does.
Exactly.
And then you can upscale what you do. And that's the difference. Like, I can't remember who said the saying, knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power without knowledge is not power without action. If you don't take action, if you don't do nothing with the knowledge, you get there's a lot of people with a lot of knowledge sat in a graveyard doing fuck all, and they've never achieved anything. Do you know what I mean? It's as simple as that.
It is very, very true.
Where's the best ideas in the world?
Knowledge is power thing. It sounds good. Listen, I'm not going to lie to you. You know, when you're coming up and you're getting into like personal development, and I used to say knowledge is power. Right? I used to say this as well, but then it got to some point I'm like, not really. You know what I mean? Like, not like, okay, cool. Now you've got the knowledge. Now what? Right? It's the application, the implementation of that knowledge. That's what the real power is. Otherwise, it's just paperwork, right?
Yeah.
But how does, like, just getting a better understanding of yourself, where you're coming from, how does Cox Capital actually start? Because now it's just incredible. You got, multiple businesses doing huge numbers. And now you got Cox Capital, which is basically like is it like a venture capital business?
We're a lead generation business. Yeah, we help companies grow and scale their business. We've developed a software, what we call like a CRM, a customer relationship management system that integrates and implements into the business's system, helps run with automations and provide lead generations. We run all of the marketing, the strategies, how to do, what to do. And we make what they do better. We provide warm lead generations to them. We help them with their close rates, their sales closing, and to essentially double, triple, quadruple their businesses. So I think I said to you outside, my background is commercial. So I'm a commercial expert, contract specialist, got contract law, terms and all that sort of stuff. I used to tender and negotiate multi-million-dollar contracts up to God knows what I've done. I think the highest contract I've ever negotiated was about 600 million in one go, roughly. So we'd go through all of the terms, we'd execute the work, we'd look at the scopes of work, we'd look at all the remuneration sections, so how it works, how it ties in, the build, the design, all this sort of stuff. So my background's commercial, and when we first started Cox Capital, I was like, right, I need to do this because I want to create generational wealth. I want to provide a business for my family. But I spent the first year, I think I started, stop. Right, fuck, I've got all this skill. I know how to cost optimize a business. I can go into any business, don't care what it is. I look at what they're doing, renegotiate their contracts, look at their performance as a business, and tell them what they need to do sales wise, what they need to do operational wise, yada 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 yada. So we've got all these ideas, and we're fucking sitting there going, right, what do we do? How do we market that? How do we build that? And we started and we stopped, and then at the end of the day, I think we continued with content just to provide sort of value and stuff like that to people, and we're still doing the same now. And we got to the point I was like, fuck this shit, just stop. Let's just stop, figure out how we can integrate with a company and then help them grow. everyone wants to grow their business to a point. You know, you decide where it is. And we've actually now, it took me about a year of sitting down, understanding it, putting all the pieces of a puzzle together. And this is why I said it's not a fucking 2-minute thing that works. We sat there, we took a system, we built this system, we built it in. I've partnered with a guy in LA as well, who does metrics, so numbers and stuff like that, and understanding the numbers. Because what we can actually get to a point is that we can go into a company, we can either look at all their previous data. So if you're a £3 million company, we can go into your company, we can look at your past data and create your ideal perfect client and understand what it takes. So we can analyze the past data, we can plug in a system so that we can automate and so if you've got a telesales team or cold door sales team and your sales team, we integrate with that so we can provide warm leads to them via an automated system that we've built. We sit down, we work with a client, we understand what their unique selling points are of the business, and then we will integrate that into our system. We'll help automate, which will generate leads into the system. They will pick it up, and they'll they will have warm leads that they can have a much higher rate of close when they're talking to them, because we're getting all the information up.
Data driven.
Yeah. So, but what we also plug into that is from a period, because we do all of the marketing side of it as well. I've got a sales team, so I've got people with us that sales driven. We can help with the sales, like if they're smaller companies and they don't like selling and stuff like that. Whole nother story. I don't believe sales is sales. I think if you've got a product that solves a problem, you're not selling nothing. Yeah, you're solving someone's problem. Yeah. Anyway, another story. But
no, but it's insane. It's something interesting to actually touch on, because this idea and this myth about sales being a bad thing is very, very weird.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
You do not need to. I'm not a salesman. I hate sales. But if you're providing a service that solves a problem for somebody, you're not selling to them. They're solving a problem. It's about, sales to me is about understanding somebody's needs and desires or requirements or pains, whatever it might be, and providing a solution.
Yeah.
The bigger solution you provide, the bigger money you get. Yeah. And it's finding that, it's understanding that niche, and that's what we've built our system around. Is once, if you're a business and you're already selling to people, you're already solving problems because you're selling product or a service. So our system takes that, sticks it on steroids, and gets that out to the market and provides more warm leads and generation for customers.
Okay.
So, essentially.
So let me ask you a question, because we spoke downstairs and you spoke about, from your logistics business side of things.
Yeah.
You do a lot of work within the oil sector, and you do a lot of work in my country, Nigeria.
I do.
Yes. So what is it like as a white man doing business in Nigeria?
I don't really think of colour, creed or anything like that. Business is business, people are people.
Yeah.
We're all born the same, we all die the same, we all end up in the same place. Nigeria's a great country. You're very driven people, very, very driven, very demanding. It's been an interesting journey. I'm dealing currently with one of the largest oil companies in Nigeria, which we spoke about. And it's interesting. It's good work. It's very tough. Yeah, because you are a very, very demanding country. Yeah, I think
people want to work, people want to make money. But what I also know about Nigeria, certain elements is the corruption.
Yeah,
right. Especially within the sector. I mean, I don't know how much you can say or what you can't say. But I remember. I'll give you an example. Richard Branson pulled out of doing business in Nigeria, put Virgin out, because it's like, I'm not doing business like this.
So from that side of it, just to leave any of the rumours and stuff like that on corruption in Nigeria now, I think that was a past tense. And I think now the government are so involved in money and transfer of money, so we have to have government sign-off. So the Nigerian company that I work with has to have government sign-off before they can transfer the money. So everything has to be verified, the documentation, the procedures, the sign-off from the stuff that we buy, which is oil and gas related. So the major packages that we do, it has to be witnessed, signed, verified by the government, by the banks, before anything is transferred through to the company.
Yeah.
So
What do you think about? I don't know how much about this you know, but what do you think about the full subsidy situation in Nigeria?
The what? Sorry,
the fuel subsidy. Because basically the new president is coming. Do you know very much about that?
No, I don't.
Not really. So okay, cool. I mean, maybe I won't go into it then.
Sure.
No, but it's a massive thing. So Nigeria got this fuel subsidy situation, which means the government subsidizes the cost of petrol.
Okay,
right, which is crazy. So basically, up to about 80% or whatever it is. But this new government is coming.
Yeah.
We all believe that fuel subsidy should be removed. Well, those who are not correct, because it was a massive way of actually just siphoning money out. We all believe that subsidies is not a good thing. But obviously, there's a way to slowly remove that because people depend on this. But the new government is coming. He's removed fuel subsidies straight away, and now fuel's gone from like 180 to like 500.
Is it?
Like this overnight. Imagine yesterday you paid 180, and then today you're paying 500 quid.
Yeah, I'd walk.
Exactly that. Exactly that. But yeah, so from like a from a logistic business standpoint, not even so much that. From when I talk about logistics, I mean about running multiple businesses.
Yeah.
Like how does that take its toll on an entrepreneur? Because people are always talking about multiple streams of income. I'll tell you my view on it. I think it's bollocks. I think it's ridiculous how stupid it is because you're taking someone who's got no idea, right, about, any one of these industries. So they're going to be coming in and learning fresh. You're saying to them, I want you to diversify your energy into 7 different pots. The wealthiest people on this planet have built their businesses. One thing, they've made all this money.
Yeah.
They can have 20 businesses if they want, right?
Exactly that. And just to second that, I've done what I've done for 25 years, and now I'm diversifying from that.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I learned a skill because there was so much to learn in that, which taught me everything that there was to know about business, negotiation, contract management, and execution of work. And more importantly to me, and it'll be the same for you, is my most important thing that I would take away from business on that is over delivery to my clients. Yeah. So that I give them everything that they possibly need before they even know that they need it.
Yeah.
Because I think the relationship and that side of it is just so important.
Absolutely.
But I did one thing. That was the point. I did one thing for a long time.
The reason I wanted to just caveat that is because I don't want people to listen to this and then go, oh, I'm going to go start 8 businesses. So listen to what he's saying. 25 years and now he's got 8 different businesses. But now talking about that, like how do you, how is it like handling that many businesses?
Difficult because, as I said before, I'm a control freak and I need to know everything about everything. And it's very draining and it's tiring. And the end goal is to just kind of step back a little bit so it self-automates and runs with the right people. I think employing the right people is key.
Mm-hmm.
So that you have trust in your employees, which is a difficult thing as well.
Yeah.
Trust in what they do. But yeah, it's hard work. Like I said, I do a lot in Nigeria. I do a lot in Africa with the government in Africa, building health centres and hospitals and homes and stuff like that in Africa. And I supply a lot of the material all over the world to Africa to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't do much in the UK, if I'm honest. In the UK markets, dead, but it's changed.
It's weird because I think I mean this is this might be some difficult hearing for people, but I think the UK is a dying market.
Yeah.
I think it's difficult for people who are living in the empire to understand when the empire is crumbling or kind of coming, is falling. It's very, very similar to America, but I think China have obviously the whole debt situation. Actually, they've slightly miscalculated. So China, unfortunately, now isn't taking over America at the pace which I expected it to. But America also, if they don't get the act together very quickly, they're also going to start to crumble.
Yeah, I think that if I'm honest, the UK's fucked.
Yeah,
if I'm honest,
I agree
completely.
I agree. What do you put that down to?
We don't manufacture anything anymore. We don't do any manufacturers. I think, without putting a blanket statement on there, I think we're pretty lazy as a country. If I'm honest, we are lazy as a country.
Yeah.
And it's down to, like, if I'm honest, the country that's up and coming is India.
Oh yeah.
India is a country to watch out for.
India's the one.
Manufacturing everything, anything, and their global economy is booming. So I procure a lot from India. Because they're good to deal with. They do what they say they're going to do, and they deliver. And the people capital. So if you compare India to China, you know, they've actually got a younger population, and the population is growing at a faster rate than China as well. So like, they've got everything. They're a country to watch out for. Yeah, they've got in terms of growth, expansion, entrepreneurship, business, economy, and all that sort of stuff. Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. When you talk about you know, the country being lazy, what do you put that down to? Because I look at 2020, for example. It was a difficult time for everyone. But then I look at the and it wasn't just the UK. You know, a lot of people just giving out free money, right? Yeah. There you go. You just nailed it on the head. Yeah. We're too quick to give people money without them doing anything for it. So I don't think it's necessarily the person's fault. But and this goes to this working in Tesco's kind of thing, and I'm not disrespecting anybody who work in Tesco's or anything like that. But if you are better off being on the dole than you are busting your balls doing a shit job, no brainer. Why the fuck do you want to get a job? And that's where we've put people. Yeah, it's simple as that. Yep. Well, why do you want to do it? Yep. So if you're going to earn an extra £100 for busting your balls for 80 hours, stacking shelves or doing whatever it might be that you have to do, and all the graft, you know, people graft their fucking asses off, but it doesn't mean that you're going to get anything out of it. There's multiple grafters out there. Construction workers are some of the hardest grafters that there are. Absolutely. But when the government are giving away money that makes it pointless in doing that, then people we've naturally, over the progression of a long period of time, turned people lazy. Yep. Just because you do something for long enough, it becomes a habit. Yep. You're disincentivized to actually do the right thing. You're incentivized to do nothing. Doesn't make sense. Yeah. Do you think it's reversible? Do you think and what do you think needs to be put in place to actually get this country, you know, back off its knees again? Sack all the government and get people in there that know what the fuck I'm talking about. Yeah, I heard that. I mean, it's never going to happen, unfortunately. But I heard that. I put out some content, and I don't know if I've put it out, if I recorded it, but I was talking about, you know, the fact that, you know, people actually think that, you know, we're made to believe that we've actually got control over our lives. And I was like, you don't make enough money to have control. You think because you're voting that gives you control. It just doesn't. There is no control over your life. I've had stuff like, you're fucked at many levels, to be honest with you, because the control that they've got and the financial market that we have, like, they have powers over you that you don't believe that they have, you know? And we've had time, because I deal with multiple different countries and stuff like that. So government have gone, where the fuck that money come from? And they've gone whack, suspended all your accounts, and they can take as long as they want to check all the documentation and go to the country and make sure it's there. But in that period of time, you got people working for you, you got people to pay, people that got kids, people that got children, you got goods to pay for, you got a service to provide, you got to deliver to your clients. But the government can go, boom. We need to have a look at that, and you can't do fuck all about it. Not the government, the financial market, whatever it is. Yeah. There's many levels of control. It's a massive sort of corruption, and to even go deeper than that, in certain situations, I don't know, but in certain situations, like, why are they actually making that call? So it could be, you know, a competitor who's going, well, I've got a brother, like Matt Hancock. Yeah. You know, I want him to get that billion pound contract. Yeah. So you know what? Let's just put your stuff on ice now. Let my brother get his stuff. He's done. Okay, yeah, you know what? Let's release that. Like, it's crazy because we talk about Nigeria being corrupt, but when you look at some of the things that's come out of this country, you're like, mate, you're all just bloody corrupt. It's just at a different level, and how overt or covert it is, right? It's all games. It's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, man, I've really, really enjoyed this conversation. Really enjoyed it, mate. But honestly, some of the things that you've achieved. So we're coming up to like this final question. It's a preset question as well. It's crazy, mate. You know, from where you come from. You know, talking about drinking 2 liters. I mean, I've never been a heavy drinker. I did the one time. That was like my starter. That was the starter session. That was between 8 and 9. Yeah. 8 and 9. That was happy hour. 2 liters of vodka, happy hour. You're right. but to think about that, it's incredible.
Because that's enough to send some people completely the wrong way.
Yeah.
Not even see the age of 30.
Yeah, could have gone to both ways. I look back on my life and I should have been dead tenfold over, you know, some of the stuff that you do.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm thankful and grateful that I'm here, and I'm thankful that I can provide a life for my family. So.
Yeah. But if you look at where you've come from and then you look at the things that you've achieved, think, fucking hell, mate, I'm just going to sit down, retire, you know, on some beach somewhere, sip some pina colada, watch my kids grow like, what must I doing there? Yeah. So that leads me to the question, which is like, what remains your need to succeed?
What remains my need? To provide generational wealth for my family, and I'm not there yet. And when I say generational wealth, I need to provide, it's the systems, it's not just money, the systems, the tools, the processes, and all of my knowledge and everything that I've learned, so that my children and my children's children and my children's children's children always have the skills and the ability to provide for their families, not just in a financial way, but they understand it. And whether that's be through books, I'd like to write a book, whether that's through money, whether it's through income from businesses and whatever it is. It's not just about the money, it's providing an understanding so they can do it themselves.
Amazing. Matt Cox, thank you very much, my friend.
Thank you, Abraham. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. You are listening to the Need to Succeed podcast with Ibrahim Brahma. Make sure to like and subscribe for more episodes like this.